Things men do that make women lose their motivation. Ever feel like you're putting yourself out there, trying to connect, but something just isn't landing? Do you find yourself wondering why some men seem to effortlessly attract attention and respect, while you might feel overlooked or even dismissed? In the complex world of dating and relationships, the signals we send can be more powerful than we realize. And unfortunately, some common behaviors can inadvertently project an image of weakness, pushing away the very connections we desire. Are you tired of feeling like you're not quite measuring up? Do you want to understand the subtle cues that might be undermining your attractiveness? What if the key to projecting strength and confidence lies not in some grand gesture, but in eliminating a few common yet damaging habits? In this article, we're going to shine a light on 7 common mistakes that men often make, mistakes that can inadvertently signal weakness to women. Drawing insights from the timeless wisdom of Stoicism will not only identify these pitfalls, but also offer practical, actionable strategies to overcome them, helping you cultivate a stronger, more confident, and ultimately more attractive presence. Today, we're going to dissect these 7 subtle yet significant behaviors that can sabotage your interactions, and how adopting a Stoic mindset can provide the antidote. This isn't about becoming someone you're not. It's about shedding habits that don't serve you and embracing a more grounded, self-assured way of being. By the end of this article, you'll have a clear understanding of these common pitfalls and, more importantly, you'll be equipped with the Stoic principles to navigate these situations with strength and authenticity. Get ready to transform the way you interact and project a more confident and attractive version of yourself. So, are you ready to identify and eliminate the mistakes that might be holding you back? Are you ready to unlock a stronger, more attractive version of yourself through the wisdom of Stoicism? Then keep reading. Before we dive into these crucial insights, we want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed a behavior in yourself or others that seemed to project weakness? Share your observations in the comments below. Your experiences can help others on their journey. And if you're looking for more practical advice on personal development and building stronger connections, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Now, let's uncover the 7 mistakes that can make men look weak to women and how Stoicism offers a powerful path to strength. The 7 mistakes that project weakness and the Stoic solutions. 1. Constantly seeking validation. The erosion of self-worth. Have you ever noticed yourself frequently asking for other people's opinions, especially from women, after almost everything you say or do? What do you think of this? Is that okay? While it might seem like you're being considerate, this action actually subtly reveals a lack of self-confidence and the fact that you rely too much on external approval to feel worthy. It's as if you're handing someone else the key to your self-esteem, letting them decide if you're good enough. This need often stems from past experiences that have left you feeling unsure of yourself. In relationships, constantly seeking validation can create a vicious cycle. The more insecure you seem, the more approval you crave, and this can make you appear less attractive to others. Stoicism teaches that true worth comes from within, from your character and virtuous actions, not from other people's opinions. Marcus Aurelius advised us to find satisfaction in our work and to love what we do. This means focusing on living according to your own values and finding contentment in that process. Instead of trying to please everyone, concentrate on what you can control, your actions, words, and attitude. Live an ethical life and pursue goals that are meaningful to you. When you act based on your inner values, self-confidence will naturally arise. To stop constantly seeking validation, recognize the habit. Pay attention to when you feel the need for others' approval. Define your self-worth based on the principles you value. Trust your judgment. Practice making your own decisions. Accept imperfection. No one is perfect. Seek constructive feedback. Ask for opinions to improve, not just to be praised. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself kindly. Focus on what you can control. Act with integrity and do your best. By doing this, you'll build self-confidence from the inside out and become more naturally attractive. This is a journey, so be patient with yourself. 2. Excessive apologizing. Undermining your presence and authority. Have you ever noticed yourself saying sorry for everything? Even if you just accidentally brush against someone or when you speak up to share your opinion? Saying sorry is polite, but if you overuse it, you can unintentionally give the impression that you lack confidence and feel like you're always in the wrong. It's like you're shrinking yourself and not fully owning your presence. Think about a guy who constantly says sorry, even when it's not his fault. Like if he's just walking down the street and someone bumps into him, or when he offers a different viewpoint in a conversation. While his intention might be to keep the peace, this action can make him seem timid and indecisive. Others might feel like he doesn't believe in himself and always feels like he's causing a problem. Stoicism teaches us about mindfulness in our words and actions. Seneca once said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." This reminds us that our words have power and we should use them consciously. Excessive apologizing can diminish the authority and confidence you want to project. So, when is an apology truly necessary? It's when you've genuinely made a mistake or hurt someone. In those cases, a sincere and direct apology is important. However, for minor situations that aren't your fault, or simply when you're expressing yourself, saying sorry might be unnecessary and even counterproductive. Instead of over-apologizing, try other ways of expressing yourself. For example, instead of saying, "Sorry for taking up your time," you could say, "Thanks for your time." Instead of, "Sorry if my opinion is wrong," you could say, "Here's my perspective on this." To limit excessive apologizing, self-observe. Pay attention to how often you apologize and in what situations. Assess the situation. Before apologizing, ask yourself if you truly made a mistake. Use assertive language. Instead of apologizing, express your opinions and needs confidently and directly. Focus on self-assurance. Remind yourself of your worth and your right to speak up. Only apologize when necessary. Save your apologies for when you've genuinely erred and need to show remorse. By using language more carefully and confidently, you'll project your presence and authority without needing to shrink yourself with unnecessary apologies. This will help you appear stronger and more reliable to others. Remember, you have the right to take up space and express yourself. 3. Emotional reactivity, the sign of inner instability. Have you ever found yourself easily getting worked up, frustrated, or overly emotional over small things? Like being stuck in traffic, a comment that rubs you the wrong way, or a minor mishap during the day. Such exaggerated emotional reactions can unintentionally reveal a lack of inner control, and this is often perceived as a sign of weakness. It's like you're letting your emotions lead you around instead of being in charge of them. Think about a guy who easily gets angry when he faces a slight inconvenience, like spilling his coffee, or when someone disagrees with his opinion. These excessive displays of anger or frustration can make those around him feel uneasy and uncomfortable. They might feel like they're walking on eggshells and don't know when you'll blow up. Stoicism particularly emphasizes the importance of controlling our emotions. Epictetus taught, "It's not things themselves that disturb men, but their judgments about these things." This means that how we interpret and react to events is more important than the events themselves. Instead of letting our emotions dictate our behavior, Stoicism encourages us to learn to recognize and challenge our negative thoughts or emotional triggers. When faced with a frustrating situation, instead of reacting immediately, try pausing for a moment, taking a deep breath, and assessing the situation rationally. Ask yourself, Is this situation really as serious as I'm feeling? What can I control in this situation? Focus on what you can control, which is your reaction. To cultivate emotional regulation, identify your triggers. Determine what situations or words usually set off your negative emotions. Pause before reacting. When you feel your emotions rising, take a moment to breathe and think before speaking or acting. Challenge your thoughts. Question the thoughts that are making you feel negative. Is there another way to look at this situation? Focus on solutions. Instead of dwelling on negative emotions, look for ways to solve the problem or accept what you can't change. Practice mindfulness. Train your ability to focus on the present without judgment. This can help you recognize and control your emotions better. By learning to regulate your emotions and react more calmly, you'll project inner stability and strength. This will not only help you build better relationships, but also bring peace and self-control to your life. Remember, strength isn't about not having emotions, but about having the ability to manage and navigate them wisely. 4. Over-prioritizing her, losing yourself in the pursuit of approval. When you start a relationship, it's completely natural and necessary to want to spend time and attention on the person you care about. However, if you put her above everything else in your life, neglecting your friends, hobbies, and personal goals just to try and impress her or keep her interested, it can backfire and make you look weak. It's like you're losing your own identity and becoming a shadow of someone else. Imagine a guy who just started dating someone new. He immediately cancels all his plans with friends, abandons the hobbies he used to be passionate about, and spends all his free time just to be with her, constantly texting, calling, and trying to do everything to make her happy. While she might initially feel cared for, over time, she might realize that he doesn't have his own life, his own passions, and his own goals. This can make her feel suffocated and lose respect for him. Stoicism encourages us to maintain a strong sense of self and prioritize our own values and goals. Seneca once said something very meaningful. If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. This reminds us of the importance of having a clear direction in our own lives. When you have your own goals and passions, you become a more interesting and attractive person. Caring for and building a relationship is important, but that doesn't mean you have to lose yourself. A healthy relationship is a partnership between two independent individuals, each with their own lives and interests. When you focus too much on pleasing someone else and forget about yourself, you'll gradually become less confident and more dependent on their approval. To avoid over-prioritizing her and losing yourself, maintain your hobbies and passions. Continue pursuing the activities you enjoy. Stay in touch with friends. Make time for your close friends. Don't neglect personal goals. Keep working towards your own aspirations. Set boundaries. Learn to say no when necessary and protect your time and energy. Remember, you are an individual. The relationship is a part of your life, not your entire life. By maintaining a balance between your relationship and your personal life, you'll project confidence and independence. This will not only make you more attractive, but also lay the foundation for a healthy and lasting relationship. Remember, you are a valuable person with your own passions and goals, and that's an important part of what makes you appealing. 5. Fearing rejection. Letting fear paralyze you. Have you ever felt hesitant, avoided opportunities, or been too cautious just because you were afraid of being rejected? Maybe you want to ask someone you're attracted to out on a date, but you're scared of being turned down. Or perhaps you have a great idea at work, but you're afraid to share it because you might be criticized. Fear of rejection is a very natural emotion, but if you let it control you, it can cause you to miss out on many opportunities and hinder your personal growth. Think about a guy who always hesitates to approach women he's interested in because he's afraid of being rejected. He might spend hours thinking about what he wants to say, but in the end, he doesn't dare to take action. Fear has frozen him, causing him to miss out on chances that could lead to good relationships. Stoicism encourages us to face discomfort and see obstacles as opportunities for growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that the challenges and difficulties in life can help us become stronger and more resilient. Rejection is an inevitable part of life. Not everyone will like you, and not every opportunity you pursue will be successful. Instead of letting fear control you, Stoicism advises us to focus on what we can control, our own efforts and actions. The final outcome might be out of your hands, but the process you went through to reach your goal will provide valuable lessons. To overcome the fear of rejection, start with small steps. Try facing less risky situations to build your confidence. Change your perspective on rejection. See rejection as a normal part of life and don't base your self-worth on it. Focus on the effort. What matters is that you dared to try, regardless of the outcome. Learn from rejection. Analyze what you could do differently in the future. Remind yourself of your worth. Rejection doesn't diminish your value as a person. Don't let fear hold you back. Remember that great things often lie outside your comfort zone. By facing your fear of rejection and seeing it as a chance to learn and grow, you'll become more confident and resilient. You'll no longer let fear prevent you from pursuing what you want in life. Remember, sometimes the most amazing things happen after you dare to try. 6. Constant complaining, focusing on negativity and lack of agency. Have you ever met someone who seems like everything around them is wrong and they always have something to complain about? From the weather, to traffic, work, to the people around them, it seems like nothing can make them happy. While occasional complaining can help release stress, if it becomes a constant habit, it not only makes you seem negative, but also creates an impression of a lack of initiative and helplessness. Think about a guy who constantly complains about his job, his colleagues, his boss, but doesn't take any action to change the situation. Or someone who always whines about problems in their personal life, but doesn't proactively seek solutions. Continuously focusing on negativity and blaming circumstances can make others feel tired and want to avoid you. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and to take action to solve problems. Epictetus said something very powerful. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. This means that instead of just talking about problems, take action to change them. If something is beyond your control, learn to accept it and focus on what you can influence. Constant complaining often stems from a feeling of helplessness and lack of control. However, Stoicism encourages us to seek inner strength and focus on finding solutions instead of dwelling on negativity. Even if you can't completely change a situation, you can still control how you react to it. To limit the habit of constant complaining, identify your complaints. Pay attention to when you start complaining and try to understand the reasons. Focus on solutions. Instead of just talking about the problem, think about actions you can take to improve the situation. Change your perspective. Try to find the positive aspects in every situation. Take action. Take small steps to solve the problem instead of just talking about it. Stay away from negative people. The people around you can affect your mood. Spend time with positive and optimistic individuals. Practice gratitude. Take time each day to think about the good things in your life. By shifting your focus from complaining to action and solutions, you'll become stronger and more proactive. This will not only improve your mood, but also make you appear more attractive and reliable to others. Remember, you have the power to create change. Don't let negativity hold you back. 7. Always chasing, seeking attention and appearing needy. Have you ever felt like you're always the one initiating contact? Always the first to text or call, and it seems like you're trying too hard to get someone's attention? This action, while it might come from genuine care, can give the impression that you're too needy and lack confidence in your own worth. It's like you're chasing someone who might not be at the same speed as you. Think about a guy who's always the first to text good morning, always finding excuses to meet up, and feels anxious if he doesn't get an immediate response. While he might really like that person, this excessive enthusiasm can make him seem needy and less naturally attractive. The other person might feel suffocated or realize that he doesn't have much else going on besides focusing on them. Stoicism encourages us to focus on developing our inner value and becoming the best version of ourselves. Seneca advised, "Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life." This means we should invest in our personal growth, pursue our own passions and goals. When you're confident in who you are and what you have to offer, you become the prize, and attraction will follow naturally. Constantly trying to chase someone's attention often stems from insecurity and a feeling of not being good enough. However, Stoicism teaches us that our worth doesn't depend on whether or not others like us. Instead, we should focus on becoming the person we want to be and living a meaningful life. To stop always chasing, focus on personal growth. Invest time and energy in your hobbies, goals, and passions. Build self-confidence. Work on feeling comfortable and content with yourself. Give others space. Don't constantly text or call. Let them have their own time and space. Don't rush things. Let the relationship develop naturally. Recognize your worth. You are a valuable person, and you deserve to be respected and loved. Live your own life. Don't put all your focus on one person. Have a rich and varied life. By focusing on becoming a valuable person and living a fulfilling life, you'll attract others naturally without needing to try too hard. Your confidence and independence will be the most attractive qualities. Remember, you are the prize, and the right people will recognize that. Projecting strength and confidence isn't about putting on a facade. It's about cultivating genuine inner strength. By identifying and eliminating these 7 common mistakes, constantly seeking validation, excessive apologizing, emotional reactivity, over-prioritizing her, fearing rejection, constant complaining, and always chasing, and by embracing the wisdom of Stoicism, you can transform the way you interact and become a more attractive and self-assured individual. Remember, true strength comes from within. Focus on cultivating your character, managing your emotions, and living in accordance with your values. This inner work will not only enhance your attractiveness to women, but also lead to a more fulfilling and meaningful life overall. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these 7 mistakes do you think is the most common, and which one do you personally need to work on? Share your insights in the comments below. If you found this article helpful and want to learn more about applying Stoic principles to improve your life and relationships, please share it with your friends and anyone who might benefit from this wisdom. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more practical advice and empowering insights on personal development. Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-improvement and understanding. We look forward to connecting with you in our next video.